Okay, sorry about that, guys. I accidentally had the screen in like portrait or selfie mode, but we're here. We're good. Now we're sideways. Shop's a little bit cleaner since the last time you saw it, so that's nice. Actually cleaned up in here. It doesn't look like it now because I was working under the car, but I had everything picked up there for a little bit. I bought some extra stuff here, and everything just kind of piled up, making a big mess. How's it going, everybody? We'll let some people fill in, and then we'll start talking and hanging out. Just wanted you guys to see what's up. Hadn't done these what? It's been 2 weeks now since we've done a live stream on a Monday night, hasn't it? Because we had Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve, right? So, hi Moot. Yeah, Kevin told me he'd send you. So, glad you're here. New Year's resolution to paint the charger? Mm-hmm. How'd you know? Got the Phytech working? No, the Phytech's just sitting on there, just hanging out right now. It's not going to be on the car whenever it actually runs for the first time. Just wanted to set it on there to keep stuff out of it. And I normally keep the air cleaner sitting on top of it, but I thought I'd take it off so you guys can check out what the Phytech looks like. Really, this air cleaner is just, it's so big. It just takes up all sorts of space, but it looks cool. But man, the Phytech looks cool with the air cleaner off of it. Did you get my email about the 71 Demon for sale? Yeah, I emailed you back. I never got a response from you. I bought a CUDA. Is it a bad decision? No, there's no such thing. Bama game is about to start, and you notice that I'm out here. Selling or keeping the car? The car is mine. Yes, I did extend the heater hose loop. That was one thing I wanted to do. I did that off camera, and I had talked about doing that in a previous video. I just had so happened to do it in the last one. This was the old one here. It was just an extra piece that I have, but I didn't like the way it was kinked, so I did end up extending it. But yeah, I intended to do that the whole time before I fired it up the first time. I've done a few things. I'll talk about it. So, like I said, I extended that heater hose loop so it's not kinked, and we put our upper and lower radiator hoses on. These are both Gates hoses with our clamps that I unboxed the other day on the video. We mounted the coil bracket and the coil itself, and then ran our wire to it. And, well, actually, did I show all this? I did show all this. Yeah, I did. My bad. But I didn't show this the heater hose loop. And then also what else did I do? Oh, I took and I unboxed a deep sump transmission pan on camera a few months ago, and this is the one that was on the car whenever I got it, or not when I got it, after I got it rebuilt. This is the transmission that was on it. Let me move this water bottle here. Throw you on the floor. So this is the factory pan right here, and see how shallow it is. The one that I put on it is like that deep there, so probably hold at least an extra quart. And then I unboxed that extended filter spacer. So I installed all that and then put the new pan on, and of course managed to rip the gasket here, so I couldn't reuse it. But luckily I had I had to sort through the all the transmission pan gaskets that we had hanging up on the wall, and I was able to find one for 727. Because normally when you buy like a transmission pan gasket, it'll come with 904 and a 727, and I had 4 904 pan gaskets, and then luckily that one 727 pan gasket. So we got lucky. All right, let me go back. Which radiator is that? That is my cold case radiator. I actually just installed it in the last video on the charger. How hard was it to install that fuel injection system? Well, right now it's just been 4 bolts because I haven't done a thing to it, but I've heard it's not that bad. Once you figure out how everything needs to work, it's really not that bad. So hopefully I won't have any kind of bad experience with it. I mean, it should be fairly simple. Looks like all sorts of plug and play stuff, and then just make your connections and you're good. Hey Dylan, I have been with your channel ever since you Junkyard Digs and Thunderhead 289 did a collab with a 70 Plymouth satellite. Well, I appreciate it. Plan for today Timing check. Yeah, the time. I mean, I got it all set up and everything. I need to bolt down the distributor, but no. Tonight we're just gonna talk, hang out. I don't really have anything planned to work on. I'm waiting on a power steering line. That's the only thing that's holding me up right now, and I still need to install both dipsticks. That's one thing I got to do. But I could go ahead and fill up the radiator with fluid and make sure everything's tight as far as all the hoses and connections go. And the engine's already full of oil and everything. The transmission will need to fill up as soon as I get the dipstick in. I need to get an O-ring for the tube itself, and then actually bolt it to the bell housing. Then I need to bolt down the valve covers. I got a different set I want to put on it, but they're the same kind. They're just a different set because these got mangled. These were the ones that were on the Ratty Muscle truck, the Green Warlock, and we ended up having to take them off. Dad bought these new, and what was it, the brake booster? Because this side, I think this valve cover was actually on this side over here, and when we put the engine in, it actually hit the valve covers, so we had to take them back off and then put the factory ones back on it. But I'm going to take those off and then put a set that I have on it. Hi, hello, okay, bye. Mook is repping JYD here tonight, folks. Tell her hi. Hey, Kev. Kev showed up, and he's gone. So now I get to watch 2 championship games, your engine start in Bama. Greatest night ever. Good luck with the start. Well, it's not going to start tonight, but we are close. We're very close. I've got all the plug wires routed. I've got everything ready. I'm just sitting here waiting on a power steering line to come in, and I have to make it. So it's just all the parts and fittings that I needed for it. So I've got... I'm hoping that it comes in this week. I ordered it 3 weeks ago, so hopefully we can get that in. Dipsticks, valve covers, filled up with fluid, and then carburetor, wiring, and I need to put the drive shaft in so we don't leak fluid out of the transmission out the back, but it should be good. Do you prefer keeping older cars with a dirty appearance or repainting them, making them look new again? Well, for this car, I like the way that it looks. I mean, it's going to stand out, and I like. Mechanically, it's going to be basically brand new, and that's what I want. But for this car, I like that. What I wouldn't mind doing, I just don't really care for body work and paint, and it just gets expensive, and you get in, body shop jail, and everybody's taking forever to get your car finished, and I just don't really care about that. I like to drive my cars, and plus, if I want to go cut a donut in the field in this thing, it won't hurt it. So that's just me. But no, I can appreciate a nice car with a nice paint job on it, for sure. I definitely can appreciate that. But for me, this car, no, I don't want to do that. But one day we might have a nice one. Oh, Thunderhead 289. There he is. All right, got to get my shout-outs in, all right? Everybody go subscribe to Luke at Thunderhead 289, Kevin at Junkyard Digs, and Mike at Classic Mustangs 429. They're all making some awesome videos. Mike is actually, I know you guys have seen him in the chat before. He said he's going to show up here a little while, but he is working on a really cool series right now. I don't want to tell you too much, but he got something really cool going on. Old Sun, yeah, Old Sun. What's done to the motor? Give us a rundown on what's inside it. Estimated horsepower. It's a Comp XE274 cam, and I can't remember the exact. I think it's like 48, 491 lift, and 230. It's like mid 230s on the duration at 50, but I can't remember exactly. It's not too radical. It'll give a little bit of a low, but nothing crazy. And this being that this is a pretty low compression engine, it's not going to hurt anything. We got that. We've got our Performer RPM Edelbrock intake. Then obviously our Phi-Tech. We've got Doug's headers. We've got our Superior Design Concepts. Serpentine setup, high flow water pump and housing. 3,000 RPM stall converter from Hughes. And we're running all MSD, so it's nothing crazy. Oh, and then we have our 440 source aluminum cylinder heads, and those have what is it? There's 214 intake valves and then 181 exhaust. I think that's it, or maybe it's bigger. I don't remember. I really don't remember. But yeah, they're really cool. They're basically just an aluminum version of a 906 head. They flow better, they're lighter, bigger valves, and I put the comp locks and retainers on it, and we're running just the stock rocker arms because nothing crazy, but might upgrade those to some heavy duty rocker arms. Maybe do some roller rockers at some point. This is a '69 Dodge Charger. Have you sold the black Charger? I sold it. Yeah, it's been a while. Dylan, cars and trucks that you've been getting and working on. I can't find any old cars and trucks for cheap here in West Texas, so I'm sure they're out there. How's the cop car running? Oh, it's running great. Haven't driven it in a while, but it's running great. Looks good at the hood so far, and it's going to look a lot better. We're just getting started with this. All this wiring and garbage in the back is going to be completely gone. We're going to hide all that, make it look nice, and do a new wiring harness, new heater hoses out here. That's not going to be a loop there forever. And then I'll actually clean up all these wires and everything and just make it look a whole lot nicer than what it actually is. Trail duster is out back. It's this way, just pointed out. But if you watch the cold start video, it's sitting where the blue short bed is. I actually want to get it out, and I want to start working on it here soon, but I just really need to focus on this thing right now and get it done. But the trail duster, it runs. I drove it to where it's sitting. I need to rebuild the brakes, the seal on the output on the transfer case is leaking, so I'm scared to drive it anywhere. But I need to rebuild the brakes, fix the seals, and then put the drive shaft in the front back in. And I do want to get some manual locking hubs for it. Do a cleaning in the garage video after you get your car done. I did a pretty good in-depth clean of it here a couple days ago. I just cleaned up all the junk that was in the middle here, got all that garbage out, and then kind of consolidated over to the back and got rid of a bunch of boxes, swept and everything in here. But as you can see, I made a mess again because I was under the car working on that transmission pan. But it's all good. And then this car is just a shelf as it is right now. So I need to clean up the tool bench, the workbench over there, because it's just covered in tools. We're going to collaborate with Adam LC and eliminate Junker Up. I thought you said, do you want me to eliminate Junker Up? I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Adam LZ, he's up in, Connecticut? Is that where he's at? Yeah, he's a little bit far away from me. I don't know if our channels would really mesh. He does a lot of import work and everything like that, but he's a cool guy. Junker Up, we've talked before. He bought that Duster, I think with the supercharged Duster. He had talked about stopping here on the way if he drove the car home, but I don't know if he will or not, if we'll have time to make that work. But Scott Speed Shop, he actually emailed me asking if I wanted to do some kind of collaboration for all the ratty chargers. We might do something like that one day. Fill the radiator. I don't want to do it on camera because I'll spill it everywhere. You guys will make fun of me. I'm scared to fill it on camera because then you'll see all of my leaks. Look how clean it is. Ooh, nice. Beautiful. I want to polish this too. I scratched it up a little bit whenever I installed it. So I want to take something and polish that and make it look really nice. Stay on the gas pedal, Dylan. Power Tour 2019 or bust. Yes, sir. That's good old Luke from Thunderhead 289. He's been working on his Galaxy. He just put his intake on his was it the Mapco engine? That thing's gonna be pretty wild. So if you haven't already, go subscribe to him and check out what he's got going on. He's gonna get his Galaxy going, and that it's like 60 over. I don't even know what all he's done to it. I need to look, but he's done a lot of cool stuff with it. And that with a 5-speed. And what did you say? You had like 411 gears in the back, didn't you, on the Galaxy? I think that's what you said. Somebody said what? Where'd you find the white/blue Dodge pickup? Which one? The long bed? It was in the backyard of somebody's house. By far one of the best channels out there. You were the man. Thank you. Or woman. Jesse, I'm sorry. I don't know which one you are, but I appreciate it. Can't wait for the videos on the Trail Duster. Yeah, one day. I'm hoping that comes soon. I want to get that thing ready for summertime because I want to be able to have the top off of it and drive it around, maybe hit some trails with it because I think it'd be pretty fun. I was looking at Jeeps today, and I don't know if the Trail Duster is basically just an oversized Jeep. So, but I don't think the top's ever been taken off of it, so I'm kind of scared of what I'll find because I do notice some rust in like the bed area, like where the bed would be on a truck on the side. So I don't know if it's gonna be rotted out or anything like that. I'm hoping not, but I'm gonna take the top off, just check it out, and we'll see what happens. But I do want to take the top off of it, get the thing running, clean out the inside, and fix the brakes, fix the lights, whatever I need to do, get some wheels and tires, do some basic maintenance to it and everything. Do a collab with Craig, with the Craig two. Oh gosh, I can't speak. The Craig 909. Yeah, I've been talking to Craig for a while. He's doing those. He's got him some Mopar stuff going on over there. He got the Trail Duster and that Dodge truck, so maybe we're rubbing off on him. Are you gonna paint the Charger? Never. The heater hose is temporary. I just did that so that it would loop back in because I actually need to take the heater box out anyway. So this is just to make it to where it's gonna be okay. I could have just blocked it off, but I just figured I'd run a loop. Have you turned it on yet? No, I spun it over, but I haven't. It hasn't ran yet. Best YouTuber ever. Thank you very much. I'm looking to get a 72 Dodge Demon. Me too. 63 Buick Special 4-door. I've always liked Buicks. I had a 55 Buick Super, and it had the 322 nail head. It's a 4-door, a big car, but that nail head was pretty cool. There's a 4-barrel on it, and it had, I forget what they called the transmission. It was a 2-speed. Was it like Dynaflow or something like that? I don't remember. Currently working on a 76 Ford Maverick. What are your thoughts on the car? I like Mavericks. I've always liked them. There's actually a Maverick right down the road from me. I can't. It's a grabber car, I think, because it's two-tone yellow and black. Like it's yellow up here and then black on the bottom, and I like the way that it looks. So I don't know. I might go knock on the door and ask about it one day. Never had one, but I think it's cool. You could cut a couple holes in the hood and run the loop out like a hood lock. Yeah, sure. Yeah, just every time you want to close your hood, you got to undo your hose clamp. Video is making me anxious to get back to work on my Bronco, but the weather here in South Carolina sucks. Yeah, the days are just really short now, so it's hard to get home and actually work on this thing. I don't know. I'm going to be pushing it to make a video this week. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it, but I'm going to try and work on this thing. If that power steering line was here, I could make one, but there's nothing here for me to do. Besides, I mean, I can bolt up the transmission dipstick and all that stuff, but I really won't make a whole video because at that point we'll start filling stuff up and wire it up and run it. That's what we're hoping to do, but I don't know. We're just waiting, still waiting on parts. That's basically the story of my life. I'm 13, so the only car I can buy is a Hot Wheels. I mean, I was there too. Nothing wrong with that at all. Working on a 69 Mustang Coupe. Do you have any ideas of what I could do for a color or anything? Grabber blue is always a good choice, in my opinion. How'd you learn so much about Mopar? Just with anything. You just got to get into it and, practice with it and just learn stuff about it. I'm still learning stuff every day. I don't know everything about it. And I'll be the first one to tell you I don't. I'm no expert. I just do this for fun. So, yeah. But I just have fun with it. It's a lot of fun to mess around with the stuff and learn new things all the time. This is really the first B-body that I've worked on. Normally I've worked with darts or trucks, but this is the first B-body I've had experience working on with. Dad's owned some all through the years, but I've never owned one myself. So it's new for me. I mean, it all kind of applies the same, but it's still new for me because there's some things that are just different about it that an A body it doesn't have. So, but it's you just learn. You got shop lights, yeah, they're bad. I need to replace those. But yeah, that one's down. But that's the only one that's down right now. All the other ones are working. I replaced those right there, but yeah, that one needs to be replaced. What do you do for a living? Live the dream. That's what. Should do a road trip in that roadkill. Yeah, this thing is gonna do Power Tour 2019. I'm hoping. I mean, honestly, if we can just get this thing running and driving, then we don't have to finish the interior or anything. As long as I can get this thing, on the road safely, I'd be fine. I can finish all the stuff later. The main goal is to get this thing running and driving and on the road. Because I can skip out on a few things like like all the interior and stuff. I don't care to rock the ratty look if I have to, so it's not that big of a deal for me. But if we can, if we can get the rear suspension finished up, finish up all the brakes, and I do want to replace the floor pan. I need to do that because I got a lot of stuff planned that I still haven't even got to yet because it's gonna be a lot of work. But we're gonna make it work. We've got what, 5 months now, so we're really pushing it for time. But I missed my deadline. I wanted to get it started and running by the new year, but things just happen, and we're going to keep pushing on and make it work. But thankfully, we've made some good progress. I know you're a Mopar guy, but any chance of an LS swap project in the future? I mean, I've looked at them. I wouldn't mind it. I just don't really know much about them, so I can't say that I would know what to do, but I wouldn't mind figuring it out. Current project is a 65 Mustang Fastback 289 C4. Nice. I like a fastback. Summon order has shipped, finally on its way to Iceland. Do you get free shipping for that too, over $99? You need a JDM, or would you ever consider doing a JDM build? Yeah, for sure. I don't mind it. I've always had an appreciation for Japanese cars or anything like foreign like that. I don't. I think they're neat. I can definitely respect them. I used to be obsessed with like a Nissan 240 SX or Z cars or anything like that. Always loved Nissan, and then or Nissan as you could say, but that or I don't know. I've always loved like a Celica, like a '70s Celica or an early Datsun. The original color was this green right here. That's the original color right there. But the original owner painted it silver, and that's what you see flaking off. That's the paint job that they did over it. I don't even know if they scuffed the paint. It looks like they just painted over it and then they left it. But I'm gonna try and wet sand some of this off and get rid of it and bring some of the original color back. I want to do power tour in my '76 AMC Pacer X painted plum crazy. I think you should do it. Would love to do power tour. I definitely recommend it. Thunderhead 289. If he's still in here, he can definitely vouch for it. Kevin went from Junkyard Digs, and then Mike went with him too. That was 2017 from Classic Mustangs 429. They all three went together, and I didn't know them at that point, but I did 2018, and now we're all going to try and do 2019. I'm working on a 67 Chevrolet Camaro. It was my uncle's car. What do you think, Dylan? I love the first generation. Like the 67 and 68 Camaros, in my opinion, I like them better than a 69 because they're just so, you see them everywhere. But I've always liked the 67 or 8, especially with Houndstooth interior. We ever build a Dodge Diesel? Well, you're in luck, man. You need to go watch 2 videos back where we did the abandoned truck update. Why didn't you paint the engine bay before reinstalling the engine? Because I didn't wanna. Okay. Dirty Larry Crazy Mary colors. If I had a Charger done, I would love that. If I had a movie Charger, it'd be between Dirty Mary Crazy Larry and Death Proof. Love both of those cars. I don't know if I should do it, but because I'm gonna run a 6-pack hood on this thing, a fiberglass 6-pack hood with like the hood scoop on it. I considered getting the duck hood ornament, but they're expensive. But I considered getting one for this car, but I might not. I probably won't do it. Green is so pretty. I mean, Mook said so, guys, so I have to stick with it. I agree. I mean, the green, I didn't like it at first, but I mean, because they painted this car, like these cars, all green. Like everything was green for Mopar. I think they had like an XS or something, it seems like. But you would always see these cars green on the outside, green on the inside, and it's just a lot. But the more that I mess with this car, the more I can appreciate the metallic. It is a pretty color now that I mess around with it. And I'm going to clean the end fenders up and the firewall up and everything and make it look a little bit nicer. But I mean, I like it. It's pretty cool. It's supposed to have a vinyl top too, but I don't know what. Should just add clear coat on the car. Yeah, that's probably what I would do at some point, but I don't know what I'll do. Thoughts on the Plymouth Volare? It's a cool vehicle. Dad used to have a Volare Roadrunner. I think it was a 76 Volare Roadrunner, 318 3-speed, and it was orange with a white vinyl top, white half top, and had the decals down the side and everything. And then it had white interior, but it was a pretty cool little vehicle. I liked it. My mom wants to have a 70 Cadillac, but I said she could have an old Mustang or an old Camaro. But man, there's nothing wrong with an old Cadillac. I like a Cadillac. My dream Cadillac is a 68 Eldorado. What's going on with the Duster? Nothing. I haven't even touched it in a couple months. Well, actually, the last time I drove it was whenever we did the satellite video back in, October? So it's just been sitting there. Haven't drove it since because, I don't know. Any advice I could use for my first build on my 79 Ford F100 two-wheel drive, and I'm making it into a four-wheel drive? I don't know much about that, but you'd probably be better off just starting with a four-wheel drive. It'd be a lot easier, and you're going to spend a lot of time and money on that. But you could probably just buy a four-wheel drive and be done with it for a lot cheaper. But, if you tell me to give you a shout-out, I'm not going to give you a shout-out. So it's stupid. Bought a surplus in that color. Pretty much. I think they did. Designed it like a race car. Oh, boy, this thing is a race car. Look at it. Man, this thing is a race car. What color is it? I think it's F8 green. I can't remember the name of it. Love your videos. I'm subscribed to watch all your videos. Thank you very much. What year is that? 69. You know the old saying, all show, no go? That car will be all go, no show. Yeah, there you go. You're pretty much right. It's not going to be a generally, it's been said about 400 times now. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Have you ever found a 63 Dodge D100 swept line? I almost bought a 62 swept line, long bed, from the guy that had the warehouse. But no, I haven't had a 63. Dad had a 64, but it was a step side. I know you're more into Mopar, but thoughts on AMC Matador? I like them. They're pretty neat. They're unique. Used to have a 78 Volare wagon. Not a coolest car in the world. I don't know. I can appreciate the Volare. I actually saw one for sale. It was a 318 4-speed Volare wagon. The engine and transmission were gone, but I just think that's pretty neat. Ivy green metallic. Okay. Neat. But yeah, it's F8, so Ivy green metallic is what Captain Roll said. Thank you. This car has been taking a long road. Yeah, it's been a while. Gonna put a 6-pack on it? No. I'm gonna put that on it right there. The best year of a Dodge Charger ever? I think it depends. I like the 69 the most, and the 68, and the 70. The 70, I think it's underrated, and I think that obviously, when they were new, I think they had like super low sales. So really, the 70 is more rare than the 68 or 9, but the 8 or 9, they're just more desirable. But if I had a 68, I would want it to be just like Bullet. Whose car is at the other bay? This is Dad's. This is his 69 Dodge Dart. I started it up last time we had a live stream. But it's a GTS clone, 69 Dart, 340, but it's got everything. It's got like the numbers not numbers matching, but like the correct year, 69 340 in it, 8 3/4. So it's a good little car. 323 in the rear, black with red interior. When's it gonna be done? Never. Cars are never done. When you get it finished, you absolutely must murder a set of rear tires. I fully intend to. As soon as we get everything worked out, we're going to light these rear tires up and see what it'll do. I have a 66 Charger. I'm loving it. Currently working on suspension. Good luck, man. It's fun. And there's not a lot to these things. The dropout cross member, the K member, it's pretty simple to do. The only thing is getting binded up with the torsion bars and getting those things lined up, but it's really it's really not that bad. Problem with our 78 Volare was that it replaced our 66 Cornet wagon, which was a cool car with a roll down back window. I want a good Mopar station wagon. After I got rid of the Oldsmobile, I want a good Mopar one. What are you using for a carburetor on your first start? Are you worried you won't be able to break the cam in with the Phytech? What fuel pump will be using with the Phytech? The reason I'm running a carburetor for the break-in is because it's so simple to just make it work. I don't want to be, because I've never used one of these before, I don't want to troubleshoot any kind of issues with it while trying to break it in, because it's a crucial time, to be trying to make things work, and you don't want to flatten a cam lobe or anything just because you're trying to make your fuel injection work for the first time. So it's not that I don't know if it works or not. It's just that I don't know how to, completely make it work and be trouble free, within the first few minutes of running. So I'm just going to throw a carburetor on it just for the initial startup. It won't be a big deal. I'll probably just steal an Edelbrock off of something that I got that isn't running and drive. I'll probably just steal the one off of my truck because I drive that thing every day pretty much. So it's a good carburetor. I know it'll work. I'll just have to get it wired up. I don't want to have to fight any of this wiring, because you'll have to have, if you want it to run right, you need to run your O2 sensor to the exhaust, and I don't have one. So it'd just be a lot easier to just fire it up with a carburetor on it. Off topic, but what is the full story on the e-bodies from previous videos of your dad's? The Cuda is my dream car, and I love that Challenger. The Cuda he bought, it was in a tobacco barn, maybe, how old was I? I'd say like 12 years ago, I think. I think I was about 11 or maybe 10. But yeah, it was funny. He bought it in a tobacco barn. It was an ex-race car. They had raced it all of its life pretty much. That's all those T-tops are in it. It had air shocks, and it was a real 383 4-speed car. And they had I think they put a 440 in it and an automatic, and it had a Dana rear end in it. And when he bought the car, it didn't have an engine or transmission, and he had to give the Dana back. So he put an 8 3/4 in it, and he's got 391s in it now, but it did have 355s. But he pieced together the 4-speed. He had to buy it all basically from scratch and piece it all together, and so now it's got the 383 4-speed, and I think it's a 71 383 or 70. I don't remember what year he said it was, but it's close to the right year. But starting from nothing, he didn't have anything. It's a 383 HP with Mopar Performance cam and that 4-speed, and that thing is fun to drive. But he just put it together, and he's just been driving it every now and then. It's just a fun little car, but it's fairly solid. It needs quarter, like around here on the bottom of the car, it needs quarters. But and the tail panel's a little rusted out, but the roof is nice. Around the back glass is nice, but he's gonna have to replace the roof because somebody put a T-top in it. And the floors are immaculate. It was amazing how nice it was. And he had to find seats, the dash, the center console, carpet, all that stuff. It was just basically a really clean body, but it was all together. That was the nice part about it. It was just a really clean rolling body. And the Challenger, he knew about that car for like 20-something years from a guy within maybe a 10-minute drive. And it's a real 1970 Challenger RT, 383 HP, and it's a factory black like this car with a... Now this is real. This is like weird. I've decoded the fender tag, so it is real. It's supposed to be black, white stripe down the side, white vinyl top or convertible top with brown interior, and it's weird, but it's a real RT car. And I think just being a 383 RT convertible, there were only one of 900 made, and that's just saying that's total. That's just a 383 HP RT convertible. Now, that's not to mention the black color, white stripe, white top, brown interior. So I want to guess. I mean, I'm not for certain. I need to do some research on it, but I would honestly guess that that is like one of one or one of two. I highly doubt that there's a lot of those cars running around like that. But he wanted it for the longest time, and he finally got the opportunity to buy it. And it doesn't have a 383 in it now. It didn't have the original engine, but it did have the original transmission. It had a 71 383 in it, but it was still an HP, and it ran. He drove it around the yard a little bit. Then it's out in the barn now. But he put a 440 in it, and he rebuilt the original transmission, and it's in the car right now. Same guy that built my transmission in this car built the one in the Challenger, but it's he just kind of put it back together enough to drive it. We actually need to do some work to it to rebuild the front suspension on it, and he wants to drive the thing a lot. He put a convertible top on it. It came with the new black one. That's why it has a black top on it. But he put that on it and put some bucket seats out of like a 72 Cuda in it. They're black, and then just dyed the back seat to match, and then just kind of patched the floor. Got it running. Put a radio and some speakers in it, wheels and tires. But it's a fun car. It's a pretty fun car. And it's nothing. I think it. What did I say? A Comp XE268. I don't even know if that's the right one, but I'm pretty sure that's what he told me, because I wasn't with him when he ordered it. But he said it was just the biggest cam you can run with a stock converter, and it's got 323s in the back. But it's a pretty cool car. Would you ever buy a '67 Mustang GT? For sure. Cars are never done. Truer words never spoken. You're absolutely right. Opinion on Wagoneers. Did you ever get one? Yeah, I love Wagoneers. Hoping to get the old Roadrunner put back together and on the road this year. It's difficult though. My father's working on getting the title put under his name, but it takes time. Yeah, that's what titles and all that stuff, getting that all worked out is important. And whenever I got this car coming from Oklahoma, it was I wanted to make sure I had the title for it in my name and registered and done before I even started work on it, because that can be a nightmare if something like goes wrong with it. So I was able to get everything sorted out before I even started working on it, so it all worked out pretty well. Break-in lube for the cam for sure. Yeah, I got some in that box right there. There's some in there. And then we'll only run like VR1 Valvoline. That it's got high zinc in it. How hard is it to rebuild an engine? Luke, tell them. How hard is it? It just depends on how far you want to go with it. I mean, you can do kind of like, I mean, I didn't do a lot. I really didn't do a lot to it. I started out with a really good foundation with a super low mile 440. I still saw the crosshatch in the cylinder walls, no ring ridge at all. I mean, it looked brand new on the inside. There's no sludge buildup or anything. So it lived a really good life from whenever I first got it. So I mean, I wasn't really worried about it. But what I really did was instead of spending money on the bottom end, which I know it's a low compression 440, but I can still run it on regular gas and be perfectly fine, and it won't blow up, and I can drive it cross country and be perfectly fine. So I'm not worried about it. But I got I spent money on cylinder heads, headers, intake, cam, freeze plugs, timing chain, and all the cam bearings look brand new on the inside. All the main bearings, it all looked nice on the inside. So spent money elsewhere on stuff like serpentine setup, a good radiator, transmission, and everything. So starting with a good foundation is not a bad idea. If you can find a low mileage, big block, then there's nothing wrong with it. But I didn't want to go all out with this iteration, because I just wanted to do bolt-on stuff with this car pretty much. And maybe with the original engine, because I do have the original engine for this car, maybe we'll actually do like a legit rebuild. I intend to. I would like to do a legit rebuild with it. But this is just to get the car going, and because I already had the 440, and it made sense. But you can go all out. You can do anything you want. There's no limits to what you can do. So yeah. Ball joints are you using? It's the ball joints that came with PST Performance. What is that? No, it's Performance Suspension Technology. That's what they're called. Whatever brand I think they're Moog. Did it come with Moog? I really don't remember, honestly. But it's whatever comes with PST. If you go on their website, it's like p-s-t.com. You can see on there, they have like a complete rebuild kit and everything. Go to Pep Boys and buy 2 bi-supply tires, cheap ones, and burn them until they pop. Put out super white smoke. Not a bad idea. How'd you find the charger? In a live stream, I actually commented on here and said, "Hey, I got a friend that's wanting to sell his charger. Would you be interested?" And I told him to email me. He did, and we went to Oklahoma and bought it. Smart move on the carb for first start. O2 sensors hate burning oil, and every new motor will burn a bit through break-in in the first couple hundred miles. Then it's go time for EFI. Been there, done. Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely big on just running it, doing the bare bones, the simple stuff. There is a mouse that just poked his head out of the fender of my charger. I'm not lying. I found him. Okay, look, he's right here. He's right there. I could hear him while I was talking. I saw him the other day, and what he did, he walked up on the inner fender, and he crawled in there into the fender, and I couldn't get him out. I couldn't find him, and he went up under that box, and now I was like, what is that sound when I was talking? He's in there. I just saw him poke out. I swear, I'm plagued with rats. I think they came with that Cummins truck because I had one attack me. I don't know if you remember that, guys, but I just saw his head stick out of that hole right there. Great. Now I'm going to have to dig him out. That's okay. Well, he probably came from Oklahoma. If he comes back out, I don't want to, like, attack him, or he might attack me, actually. Your cars are gorgeous. Mopar, no car. Thank you. Had a friend years ago that was a Mopar guy. He had a 66 Valiant convertible with special order with a 3D3 and a 4-speed. Interesting. Thanks. I appreciate the info on that Cuda and Challenger. Sounded great in your cold start video. Very nice e-bodies. Love the Charger build as well, and you're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Why do you do so many live streams? I really like your regular videos. Well, you don't have to watch it. I mean, why are you going to come over here and complain about watching a live stream? I'm just wanting to talk to you guys. I know the majority of you people love watching these live streams, and that's why I do it, because I like to talk to you guys personally. I only do one once a week. I do a live stream on Monday nights, and then I post a regular video on Friday night or Friday morning. So, I mean, they're even. So I don't know what you're complaining about. I live in Michigan. Everything is rusty and great. It's great. Sorry, man. Moog ball joints are best. I think they were Moog. I just don't remember. This is a '69 Dodge Charger. Somebody asked what kind of car it was. Why 440 instead of a 426 Hemi? Because I'm not loaded. Those things are expensive. The one from the Cummins said, that's him. Put mothballs in the car. They hate it. It's not a bad idea. I might do that. I heard him scratching around. I kept hearing something. I stopped for a second. I don't know if you heard me stop. I was like, what is that? Because I thought it was like somewhere up in here in like the rafters or whatever. But I kept hearing it. I was like, something's, I don't know what that sound is. But he's in there. He's hiding in there. Because I saw him come up out of here one day. And I was like, Maybe you need a few good mouses living in your garage. Yeah, maybe they'll power this thing. Maybe when we fire it up for the first time, we're going to fire this thing up for the first time, and they're just all going to scatter. There are going to be rats coming out here everywhere. Peanut butter and trap, he's gone. We'll do that off camera. Imagine you try to start the car and you hear a rat just stuck inside one of the headers. Oh, gosh, I hope not. Because the problem is I've been all up in this car and under it, and now I know there's a rat in here, so... My car has a mouse in it too. Mook, we need to team up and exterminate these bad boys. No, we're gonna do it humanely. We'll take them out, put them out somewhere, set them free, whatever. Whatever happened to the blue Plymouth Satellite that unthunderhead to 89? What? Are you using talk to text, sir? Oh, okay. Someone's selling a 71 Mustang for $1,000. Would you buy it? It depends. Depends on how nice it is. It's an SE, so it's got the trim under the door. It looks funny, but it doesn't look bad. Yeah, this is SE trim, and then you get the SE little badge right there, and then the fancy vinyl top. But I don't think it looks bad. Type of fuel injection, that is Phytech. 65 Le Mans has a petrified possum in the cab. Really wanted Roadkill to come get it started, but they got too big. Dylan, if you ever get out to San Diego, this will be a good one. All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, I have a couple pets. I have Repo and a rat in the car. Watch the 70 Hemi Cuda convertible go for $3.5 million at Mecum auction because they only built 2. Yeah, they're ridiculous. Dodge Mouse Charger. Yep. Rats hate peppermint. Peppermint oil on a cotton ball under the seat, in the trunk, etc. That will not be in the car. They smell far better than mothballs. Huh. I didn't know that. I'm going to do that then. Love the builds. Looking forward to hearing your Charger run. Yeah, me too. I'm excited about it. Exterminate the mice. Yes, Mook. Good job. That was a good one. Ever start a car and have a mouse nest shoot out of the tailpipe? It's pretty funny. Yes, I have actually a few times. You just see a big cloud of dust and grass and a bunch of foam and everything, like just fly out of the exhaust pipe. It's pretty funny. Whatever happened to the blue satellite? That is still sitting exactly where we left it that day. That was never any of our cars. We were just given permission to get it running that day, and that's it. There's no story after that. I would like to go back and try to get it to run and drive out of there, but there were vehicles blocking the exit, so we couldn't move all the vehicles out of the way to get it out. But we'll go back and revisit it one day. I'd like to. Paint the Charger like the General Lee and then jump it across a big creek. How about I just set it on fire, because that'd be the same thing. The Dodge Mouser, I like it. How much was your Charger? Just enough to buy it. First Hemi car you ever drove was a 2005 Magnum RT. Actually, my friend Jolly, the guy who... No, I take that back. I drove like a mid-2000s Dodge Ram 4-door. I did drive one of those. It was a Hemi, but I didn't really, I just drove it. I didn't have fun with it or anything like that. But the first one I really got to, drive was an 05 Magnum RT, and that was pretty fun. Less talking, more working on the car. How about you just go away? I'll do what I want. If you ever want a 4-speed, swap the Charger? Yeah, one day maybe. Maybe we'll do I would like to do... If I did a manual transmission, it would be a 5-speed. I wouldn't want to go 4-speed. If I'm going to spend that much money, I'm going to add that extra gear so I can actually drive the car. Mondays and Fridays are awesome, brother. I look forward to all the great content you provide. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chris. You're awesome. Happened to the Black Dodge Charger. I sold it. Will there be another collaboration with your boys? I like the projects with you and the guys. Yeah, we were going to actually meet up around the new year, but we just couldn't make it work. But Power Tour for sure will all be there. We're going to be spending a week together. So just imagine the videos that are going to come out of that. Daytonas are the best. Imagine a Joe Dirt style Daytona from this man. That would be fun. That would be fun. What color do you plan on painting? Yeah. JRC 99 got it. Pink General Lee. How many cars do you own and are working on? 13 now. It's either 13 or 14 because we sold the Oldsmobile. I need to count again. I forgot, but we're done. We're bought out for a little while. Stumpy is gone. He's not sold, but he's being loaned out for use, and the next project in line will probably be the Trail Duster to get it just on the road. And then the next big project will be the Dart Sport to get it like to rebuild my first car and get it running. I've got a 360 waiting for it, but probably the next little thing there is to get the Trail Duster on the road. I'd really like to get it running. You still have the Duster parts car? Yes, I do. I still have it. It's out in the field. I considered putting a big block in it just to make it fun, but that'd be a long ways off if I ever did anything with it. What's going on with your dad's truck that you showed in the last video? I mean, that was it. That was the last video. That was the last update on it. Nothing has changed since then. But we're just waiting on the opportunity to get that thing running, to get all the body swapped over and everything. You saw the Duster. I just answered that, didn't I? Sorry. Even back in the early 90s, Hemis were super rare. The internet kind of brought them out of the woodwork. I guess so. Was the original paint green? Yes, it was. It was repainted silver by the original owner, and then he had some fancy pinstripe work under the bottom of the car going on here, pinstriped on the hood and everything, and I think some on the back here. I can't remember, but I'm gonna do all the power tour. I'm hitting some of it. One stop is right by me. Yeah, I'm gonna. As far as I can say right now, I'm going to sign up for the entire week and hope for the best and make it through all the way. So yeah, this thing is hopefully going to be all 7 stops throughout the week, and we'll just hope and pray that we make it through. But if not, then I might just, if the car breaks down or something, I might just take a ride with somebody else and continue on or just go home. Do you still have the Toyota truck? Yes, I do. Yes, I do have the Toyota truck. Keep up the hard work. Thank you very much. How's Rump? Oh, Rump, he's just hanging out. I need to fix the brake lights on it, get those wired up and working. But nothing crazy going on. I have an idea for it that I want to discuss here after a while, but I don't know how it'll work out. But I would really like to do something with that thing to get it to where it would be roadworthy. I want to do that on a budget. I don't care how that thing looks. I just want it to be like, safe to drive. But I've got a really cool idea for it that wouldn't really take a lot of work to make work. What kind of transmission does a Charger have? A Chrysler 727. Which I would like to add a gear vendor's overdrive. That's the plan right now, is to do a gear vendor's. Have you gotten all the air conditioning and heater stuff yet? No, I haven't. I still have to order that from Vintage Air. But I did get the air compressor on the Serpentine setup. That is from Vintage Air right there. And then they'll just sell me a kit minus the compressor itself. But it'll come with the condenser and all that stuff, all the hoses and everything. So we'll have to get that going. But that'll come whenever we start work on the interior. What is my daily driver? A 2004 Ford Mustang. It's a V6 5-speed. It's white, and it has like 17-inch black bullet wheels on it. It keeps me going. It's a fun little car. I got it whenever I turned 16. It was my mom's car, actually. She gave it to me whenever I turned 16. So it was a cool little car back then. I still drive it. I actually just washed it for the first time in a long time a couple of days ago, and I forgot how good it looked when it was clean. But it's got 100. I got it with 72,000 miles on it, and it's got 147 on it now. I think 147,000. So I've basically doubled its life. But no, it's still going, and I drive it all the time. It's a good little car though. Watching your live stream instead of doing math homework. Now I can't say that's a good idea, but I appreciate that you're here. Just looked up Power Tour 2019. It starts in Charlotte. Might have to bring my X11 for the somewhat Power Tour. Go for it. Yeah, guys, if you're on Power Tour, come look for us. I'll be in this Charger. Luke will be in his Galaxy. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure he'll make it. And then Kevin just started on. Well, I won't say. I don't know if he wants to talk about it in his video. And same thing for Mike. But Luke's already talked about it with his. So Charger's beautiful. Can't wait to get one myself. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good luck to you. Good work. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Big Tom. I think we need a Dylan McCool meet and greet car show. Maybe. I thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. I would like to do. I talked with Kevin and Luke and Mike about this, and I would like to do some kind of meetup on tour. Maybe like, I don't know about every stop, but maybe a couple stops throughout the way we'll get everybody together and just meet and hang out and talk. Because I met a lot of you guys actually just out and about, and it's cool to meet somebody who actually watches the channel. So if we can get all of our channels together, there's no telling how many people we can actually get to show up. It'll be pretty cool. But yeah, it's gonna be an awesome trip. But I plan to do some kind of meetup while we're on the way, or maybe at the stop. I don't know if we'll actually you know, do something while we're at the venues, but maybe we'll stop somewhere, maybe get something to eat and let you guys come with us. But it should be a lot of fun. The shame Kevin has to sell a Firebird would have been cool. Yeah, I hate that. I mean, that was his dream car. One of them, he said. I hate that he got or has to get rid of it, but I'm kind of glad too because that car it had a lot of problems and he'd be better off starting off with a nicer car. But I do hate it for him because I know how that feels. You get a car and you don't realize how rough it is until you actually start tearing into it. But I hated it for him. He's kind of bummed out about it, but he did the right thing to change his mind and go somewhere else because it would have been a lot of work. But he got it running and he did some donuts in it, so it was pretty cool. But I just would hate for him to go that deep into something like that. But he'll get it one day. He'll get it one day. Are you gonna race the car? No, no, we don't race. Where'd your passion for old cars come from? I just grew up around them. Like this is Dad's car right here, so I really had no choice if I really think about it. Just growing up around them and being all the time. Mook said that Kev's sad about the Firebird too. Yeah, I was bummed out for him too, but he did make the right choice. Did you ever watch Knight Rider? Yeah, for sure. Then you're gonna have to rent a stadium to get 125,000 followers in there. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if we had a lot of people showed up. What do you think of old Subarus? I have a 1984 Subaru Brat. Man, I love Subaru Brats. Those things are so cool with the reverse, the seats, it's face backwards. Those things are so cool. I used to want a WRX for the longest time. I actually was looking for one a while back, but man, the Subaru Rumble, man, it sounds so good. I want one like that. Do you like Mustangs? I drive one every day. Yeah, yeah, I do like Mustangs. Yeah, they're really cool. Suicide buckets, that's what I call them. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You got to be brave to ride one of those things. But they're cool. I mean, they're just bucket seats in the back of a truck. I mean, how cool is that? Where's the Cordoba? The Cordoba is outside, just hanging out. Haven't driven it either since Luke and Kevin came down back in October. I we, he drove his Oldsmobile down here. Kevin did, and we were racing across the field. And he kept beating me because stupid Cordoba kept spinning across the field. But we were cutting donuts and doing Rockfords out in the back here, out like right over here. But it was a lot of fun, and I took the carburetor off I took the carburetor off the Cordoba to put on the short bed swept line with the big block in it, the blue one, and I just haven't had it running since. I took it off the Cordoba because I don't drive the thing, so I just had it. Out of curiosity, how hard is it to find a 57 Plymouth? I've seen a few for sale here locally. I mean, they're not terribly hard to find. You could find one for sure. All right, you had the S197 in the background in one of the Charger videos. Is that what that is? I don't know. I'm a Fox body guy. Got a radio and speakers for a 89. The rear tires are from 98, so I have to get new ones. Yeah. Where can I find out about Power Tour? You can go consult the Google. They will tell you. Just look up Power Tour 2019 route or just dates, anything like that. Sign up, I don't think is opened up yet, but I think you can just show up at the spectator parking lot if you want, but if you want to park inside, I think it's like they do like daily passes, or if you do, multi-day pass or a long hauler pass, it costs the same for like a multi-day or a long hauler. I think it was like $130 last year, which isn't bad. If you did all 7, it's not bad at all, but I only did 3, so it wasn't terrible. Have a 1983 Scottsdale with a 350 Police Interceptor. Super Swampers. Nice. What was this question about? I've heard that you can't ride in the back of a Brat if it's going over 20 or something. Do you know about any laws like that? I don't, because I see people all the time riding in the back of a truck, so I don't see the difference. But I can see why it's not safe. So I honestly don't know. I love that car and put most of the, I loved that car and put most of the miles on it. Glad you're bringing it back to life. Which car are you talking about? You said the black General Lee? I do not. I got rid of it. Mustangs don't hold their value. I work in my uncle's racing engine shop. We frequent the drag strips, and Fords always ruin the fun for Chevy and Dodge people. They break a lot. I wouldn't go that far. Would be bringing anything to Mopars at the Battleship in Mobile, Alabama. When is that? I've heard about that, and I've never been. I don't know. Mobile's a pretty good ways away from me, but I wouldn't mind going. Fuel tank in and trunk finished? No. Got about 6 months for power tour. Looks like chassis is done. No. We haven't even touched the back. We haven't even finished from the firewall forward. We still have to go all the way back. You travel west at all? Sure. Yeah, I would. I would love to. Mook's gone. Thank you, Mook. Appreciate you coming out for Kevin. Go subscribe to Junkyard Digs if you haven't already. She was in the last Pontiac Le Mans video that Kevin posted. I don't know if it was his last video, but a couple videos back. So if you want to go see Mook, go tell her hi. Is the grill on your Charger in good condition? It's not terrible. Every Charger I've ever seen that's like something like in the condition of mine, all of these pieces are bent. But you can buy that new, so I might do that. But the grill itself is not bad. It's got a couple broken pieces, like right in here, but no, the flips are good, like the hideaway headlights and all that stuff. But it's not bad. Plan on getting another Charger? If one falls in my lap, I'll definitely get it. But the Brat rear seats are legal. Ask the local police. They're considered original hardware. Yeah, there you go. Dylan, have you ever owned a first gen Charger? No, I haven't. I have not. The 04 is a new Edge SN95. Yeah, I was like, I didn't have an SN197. I had an SN95 or 195, whatever you call it. The new Edge, yeah. But no, I didn't know of a 97 around here. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it quits tonight. So I appreciate you all coming out. The Charger is going to be running here hopefully soon. As soon as I get that power steering line and we can make it, then we'll definitely do our best to get this thing to run. We've still got some stuff going on. I don't know about what the video will be on Friday. Still haven't even filmed it yet. So I'm going to do our best to make it happen. But I might film just finishing up a few things, a few loose ends, maybe bolt the carburetor on, just film that. But other than that, we're just going to keep trucking along and have fun while we do it. But thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Always a pleasure to talk to you. And I always have a lot of fun doing these things. So every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central, I will do a live stream. And I usually try to post on Friday mornings around 7 o'clock Central Time. It's going to be probably thinned out for this week because I don't know if I'll be able to get one going. There's just a lot of stuff going on this week, and I'm waiting on parts, so it's kind of hard. But appreciate you guys sticking around. Appreciate what you do for me, and I thank you guys so much for watching this stuff. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot that you guys come out and make such nice comments and have conversations with me. So it's really cool, and I appreciate it greatly. And if you want, be sure you go like and subscribe everything, and you can email me your projects. It's DylanMcCool1970@gmail.com. And you can also buy your t-shirts and your stickers if you don't mind. I greatly appreciate it. And look for us on Power Tour. We're going to do our best